class, this is homework help with page 107 and 108. So to start, make sure you read through the example before you try to answer number 1 and 2. Go ahead and pause it if you need to. Number 1, why does the line in section A slant upward? So if you look, it's talking about Shane and his distance from home. So at the beginning, he's writing at a constant rate, and his distance is increasing from home. So you would say that it's an increase of time and distance from home. I'm going to abbreviate here. Okay, next. Why are the lines in section D and B horizontal? So notice that B and D are not increasing or decreasing at all. So that means his distance is not increasing or decreasing. So this would represent that he stopped for a while, or a short break, something like that. You'd explain that Shane stopped for a while. Next, the price of a cable company service, so changing context here, increases at a constant rate over time. Okay? So would a sketch of the graph show the price starting at 0? It would not. 0 would be here. If you think about it, a cable company, you're probably going to have to pay like some installation fee or something like that. So your price should start above 0. And then the sketch, since it's increasing at a constant rate, would be a straight line going upward. Number 4, suppose the cable service price in problem 3 increases, so just like it did, as started, and then stays constant. So it would increase, then it would stay constant, so a flat line there. Oops, that's not very flat. And then, let's see what else, and then before increasing again, so then it would show another increase. So this would be a little different because you would add a flat line to it, a constant rate over time, and then another increase. And you'd explain that on problem 4. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and scroll here to our next page. So we've got a few more graphs to draw here. Adele starts driving home from work. On the way home, she stops at the grocery store. So be careful here. This is distance from home, okay? So it says she starts driving home from work, okay? On the way home, she stops at a grocery store. Okay, oops, excuse me, distance from work here. So this would represent at work, okay? And she's driving from work home, okay? So we're going to start with an upward positive slope. And then she stops at a grocery store, so a flat line, okay, because that represents the stop. The distance is not increasing, but the time is. And then the last part, it says that she drives at a slower rate than she did at the beginning of her drive. So go at a slower increase than your first part. Next, Jacob and Angel are riding bikes on a trail. The first part of the trail is steep, so they ride at a slow rate. Notice this distance written. So I'd represent the slow rate was kind of a gradual increase there. Okay, going back to the story here. They ride at a slow rate. Halfway up, they stop for a rest for several minutes. So about halfway up, here's about halfway, I'm going to stop for a rest for several minutes. Okay, so flat line. Then they slowly continue up the steep part of the trail. Okay, so we're going to slowly continue up. Okay, after reaching the highest point of the trail, they ride down at a constant rate faster than they rode up the first. So riding back down is a pretty steep slope all the way to the beginning part of the trail. Cool. And then the last question, sales from computers at TechSmart decrease at a constant rate for the first few months of the year. So let's say sales are up, and then they're going to decrease at a constant rate. Okay, there's the decrease. Going back to the story now. Then sales level off and stay the same for a couple months. So now I'm going to level them off. Sales decrease again for a couple months. Okay, so go down again. And finally increase gradually through the end of the year. So a gradual increase going up through the end of the year. So you would go ahead and explain that at the beginning you had a decrease or a negative slope. In the beginning, I'm just abbreviating here, so beginning, a zero slope for when sales level off. And then the last part would be your positive slope would be the increase at the end. And I'm just abbreviating real fast here, guys, to make it a short video. I need complete sentences from you. Okay? Nice job, guys. Hopefully this helps.